What's going on, everybody? It's CryptoVision here, back again with another crypto market update. Today's video, we're going to be checking out Cookie DAO per subscriber request. So if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I really appreciate it. So we got Cookie DAO here on the daily. I left this fib on here from the last time we did some analysis on it. We went back over it November 10th, so back down through here. All right, so just checking on levels and how this channel works, right? We've had levels through here that were resistance levels, areas that you're looking to either bounce from or possibly reject from, right? And that's happened multiple times, right? Happened here, happened here, happened here, right? So 3 times. And so areas where you could possibly de-risk, areas where you're looking for a breakout and you just keep rejecting over and over again. We'll get into the overall like RSI levels, oversold areas and things like that, but just from a price perspective, right? This 1618, I left this on here for a reason, because the 1618 was a possibility. This 5102, no, sorry, the 5022, right through here, right through there. So that's still obviously on the table. Pardon me. And so now what we can do is we can do something like this, right? I mean, you're getting down. I mean, you're getting down to some levels that are, it's I don't even know at this point. I mean, 4 cents. I mean, that would be pretty brutal, right? But this 1618 is definitely sufficient for at least I mean, if we're looking at this, right, if we're looking at this whole Cookie DAO chart, I mean, this whole Cookie DAO chart, I mean, you got you got like a 1 2 3 4 5, or possibly even a 1 2 3 4 5. Nah, I don't like that. I don't like that. We're gonna flip it upside down. We're gonna invert this thing. We're gonna invert this thing and see what we got going on here on the daily chart. Right, this possibly, I mean, if you're coming through here, right, I mean, this definitely looks like another 1 2, but I digress. So a 1 2. Does this close down below? Nope. Like a 3 4 5. Okay, and you come back down. A B C. Okay, so you got a 1 2. All right, and you got your A B. Okay, we got an A. We got a B. That means this whole thing is a C. It's more than likely 7 back down, and seven is a complete count, right? Like your 1 2, your 3, like your 4, and then your 5. So that's 1. Come back down. That's 2. It looks like a 1 2 3 4 5 possibly, or even you could do this guy. Yeah, that could be a 5, right? So that's a 2. That's a 3. Come back down for a 4. So now it means you got a 1 2 3 4 5. Could be for 5 full waves, right? So you'd have 4 through here, and then 5. Okay, that's a possibility. That would kind of be the scenario to get down to that 4 cent level, or so that's kind of worst case scenario. The one I just played out goes down to about 4 4 8, right? So another 12 to 13%, right? That's kind of a bummer. right? Or you got, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nah, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you'd kind of finish up and wrap up right around here. Right, so you'd have 7 waves to the downside for your full B, right? I mean, it's, well, that A upside down kind of not freaked me out, but just caught me off guard. It's definitely looking, right? I mean, at this point, this thing looks, I mean, you've been in this C wave, right? You've been in this C wave for approximately 119 days, right? So, what was that? Almost 6 months. Almost 6 months. So, right, it does look, I mean, overall, it does look like you're trying to find some kind of low, right? I mean, most cryptos do. Most cryptos haven't been in a, in an uptrend for a pretty long time, right? Let's just be real, right? Most cryptos have been pretty beat down, right? Pretty beat down for the last couple months, okay? So you're looking for some kind of sideways action, right? No more just bleed into the downside. I mean, just days on end, right? We're not even on the weekly chart. We're just days on end, right? Try to maybe go sideways and then get out of here, okay? Until you get above that 7.5 level, right? Close above it. Shoot, I don't know what I just said. 7.5. That would be my target, right? So, like I said, like I always say, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, but if I've got cookie and I'm looking to, possibly de-risk, possibly look for, maybe you come up again one more time and then you come down. I mean, that's the possibility of the first scenario that I had, where you're looking for, you got your your 1, 2, right? Your 1, 2, 3, looking for a 4th and a 5th, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but through here it was definitely you're in your 3rd, you need your 4th, and then you can come down for your 5th. That'd be worst case scenario for sure. Still, targets to the upside, right? All this resistance now, all right, all these levels right now are still up above. I mean, getting oversold. I mean, whoa, look at that. Whoa. This thing has not been this oversold ever. Ever. Wow. Ever. Wow. Yeah, to say that altcoins aren't oversold is an understatement. These things have been battered. These things have been absolutely battered and bruised. Yeah, not even. Yeah. This thing hasn't been this oversold for a long time, right? Very long time. So definitely looking for a bounce, looking for some kind of retracement levels. Do we have any kind of... No bullish divergence, nothing like that. Nothing like that. No bullish divergence, nothing like that. I mean, look at all this in through here, though. I mean, you just got tons and tons and tons. Right? Something is brewing, right? Something is brewing, just like most other altcoins. This was what it looks like. It looks like something like in here, right? And then you did have, I mean, I know it wasn't sustained, but you still had a 35% rally. It could be used to get out. It could be used to do a lot of things, right? It could be used to build a 1-2. Whatever your mindset is going into there, it could be used to de-risk, right? 35%, right? If this thing pumped up 35%, you'd come right up to that trend line, right? Right up to that trend line. It would be below that 7, right? It'd be below 7, so it'd come up right here. More than likely, honestly, more than likely coming down through there like that, something like that, and then you go. If I'm being honest, right? If I'm being honest, that's kind of what I'd assume. If you come and interact with this, and you don't get above and do something like that, yeah, you're just asking to be, rejected. If you do something like that, 3 up, you gotta come back down to 3, right? Head and shoulders, right, and then break down past where you started. So that's kind of a bearish scenario. In terms of the 4-hour, I mean, there is bullish divergence forming on the 4-hour. Right, you got lower lows on price. You got higher lows in RSI. Okay, but is there anything going to be done with it? I'm not sure. Right, not sure. If we're looking at, so that's cookie. Those are the levels for the downside, for the upside for cookie. So you got 448, worst case scenario. I think, in my opinion, right, I think, I do think, if you do get some kind of move up that isn't sustained, definitely can't get above through here or through the 7.5 level. I do think you're in some sort of like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you come back down 5. Actually, your fourth wave would have to cut short, would have to cut down through here, like 6-9 level, right? Because you can't overlap wave 1 on the closing basis, so it'd be like that, and then you come back down, right? And then you kind of work up and you do something like that. So, it's there's still a long process, I think, of reversing, right? I don't think it's just going to be one candle. It's not just going to be one candle. It could be a weekly candle, but this has to do something where you come down through here and you get an impulse, like a fairly large impulse, and then you come down and oscillate down, then go. That's what we're looking for, right? We're looking for an impulse. We're looking for like a 1, 2, something like that, then an impulse, something like that, and then come back down, right? Come back down, okay, and then you can go. Then you can start getting up and going crazy and doing some cool stuff. But until then, right? Until then, if you get these little things like this, right? That's not what you're looking for. That's not what you're looking for, right? That's kind of like a grind. It's kind of just grinding up, waiting to get rejected. That's not what you're looking for. Looking for something that's grindy, right? It's not really moving. It's not really moving and grooving. Looking for something like this. I know it didn't work out, but this is something that you're looking for, like kind of like a large impulse, right? Kind of like your 1, 2 impulse, come back down, and then you start to move up, right? It wasn't sustained. That's kind of what you'd look for, right? That's kind of what you'd look for. You got to get an impulse, and then you got to get an oscillation to the downside, correction, a slow, methodical correction to the downside. Okay. Bitcoin dominance right now. Bitcoin dominance has crossed down below. So on the weekly, Bitcoin dominance has crossed the 50. Right, the 20 has crossed down below the 50. It has happened multiple times before, and during each time, we've seen alts rally, and so you had one right through here, right? And alts rallied. Alts like for example, XLM rallied about 300%. Other alts 200, 150%, but still a rally, right? Nonetheless. Then you had one through here. Right, a little bit of a sideways action, right? Kind of went down, came back up, rejected, and then went. Okay, so overall, that's what I got for Cookie DAO. That's what I got for Bitcoin dominance. You're looking for Bitcoin to find a low, right? Bitcoin to find a low. I mean, most assets right now, almost everything is red. Not just crypto, but traditional stocks. You got some movers through here, but nothing much. You got your 2s, your 3%, right? I mean, most stuff it's just not a it's it's another day in the market, right? This market has been brutal. It hasn't been what most people thought it would be, right? And so I think a lot of things are getting cleaned up right now, especially with QE around the corner. I think a lot of people are just getting flushed out before a big move. So that's what I got for today. I appreciate you stopping by. Take these levels, as you will, right? These are just some levels that I would be paying attention to if I was investing in Cookie. Remember, this isn't financial advice. And you should be doing your own research. You should have conviction, that builds some conviction and trust in the process. Because if you're just, on a whim, just kind of, watching a video, okay, I'm going to do this, then something doesn't play out, then, you've placed your conviction in somebody else's hands, right? So go in, dabble in the charts, just find some reasons to build a plan and stick to a plan. And so that's what I got for today. As always, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for your time. Take it easy. Peace.